introduce himself and dive straight into what brings him to northern Uganda and other plans moving the party as national unity platform.
Live in the voice of Lango. And I feel like I'm home again. With me, I'm with my brother, the Right Honorable Ssenyonyi, leader of the opposition. And on my right here is our Secretary General, Comrade David Lewis Wongoya, who has today been named Otim, like yourself. So I'm very glad to be here and to be able to share thoughts with the people of Lango and by large the people of northern Uganda. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome in the studio, and thank you. My name is Otim, the Secretary General. We are happy to have you as well beside the President. Now, Mr. President, you can let us know the National Unity Platform mobilization drive that brings you to northern Uganda.
Thank you very much. Yes, it's a mobilization drive, but we're focusing mainly on resilience. Now you'll wonder why resilience? What are we pushing back against? With your permission, Brother Otim, I want to take us back a little bit. You see, when you're approaching a problem or when you're trying to find a solution, it's important to know the genesis of the problem, going back to history and how we got here, how we got so confused as a country, how we ended up so divided and so oppressed. You realize that we, the oppressed people, whether they're in Lango, in Acholi, in Busoga, in Uganda, in Teso, West Nile, or wherever, you'll find that we've been conditioned to fight among ourselves and ignore our oppressor. We are all victims of circumstances that are created against us. I was sharing with the brothers and sisters in Gulu earlier today, and I told them that we are victims of oppression, victims of violence, and also victims of lies. These are two generations that have been deceived. The generation of our parents, our fathers and mothers, and we, the generation that came after. Now we are the fathers, we are mothers, and some of us have already started being grandparents. I really try as much as possible not to talk about the problem or the personification of the problem, which is General Yoweri Museveni and his dictatorial government. However, because we must face it head on, I painstakingly mention it, that this is a person that has confused the country since the days of Idi Amin. We've talked about the root cause of the problem, the abductions, and facts keep coming up pointing to the same person. But now that I'm in Lango, I want us to go back a little bit and look in the 1980s. I mentioned to the people of Gulu, which I want to also substantiate here on radio, that the General Kainda Otafire in 2004, when they were burying Adonia Tiberondwa, an ardent UPC supporter, Otafire mentioned that actually Museveni and his people in the 80s, when they are fighting the government of Dr. Milton Obote, they would dress in UPC uniform, go to villages in Buganda and massacre people in order to create hate for the UPC government, which succeeded. Not only hate for the government, but also for the ethnicity. These are things that divided us because this was a game of General Yoweri Museveni, and it succeeded. And indeed, after 1986, I was speaking a few years ago, maybe 2-3, to an elder in northern Uganda, who indeed gave me information that after Museveni took power and he worked with Kaira, who he later, his government murdered, the Baganda soldiers who were Kaira soldiers were deployed in northern Uganda to cause havoc. Now that was deliberate because eventually this is the hate and anger that many of us inherited. But there was somebody that planned it. Well, long story short, here we are in a nation that has been affected so much. The people of northern Uganda have seen a brilliant genocide, and I want to encourage all the people of northern Uganda to go watch that documentary where people like Norbert Mao and others spoke the truth. Unfortunately, Later on, it was put on our generation. Now we are here, hateful of each other, distrustful of each other, and yet our oppressor is Museveni, who has gotten us here. So I want the people of Uganda to know they're not each other's enemy, but the enemy is one who has kept us in this situation, a person that has destroyed our identities from the north to the south, from the west to the east. Therefore, it's important to come together, face our problems, and discuss solutions moving forward. Having said that, we are on this mobilization drive to empower the people of Uganda and show them that they have the power to turn all this narrative around, to re-identify ourselves as a generation, to march forward, to overcome the oppression, to overcome the corruption, to overcome the backwardness, and indeed to forge a path for a new Uganda. And that is the message that we keep moving forward. And in the coming minutes, I'll share our aspirations and our dream and paint a picture for a new Uganda that the National Unity Platform hopes to usher in. I thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. President. With radio, and Jack Unimano, Yam maybe the Tumala, well, we're gonna tell you with radio, Chalo, love Uganda tea, and Unimano, Yamapola, but team ratio, Memio, Kadum, one call you better go Polo, Tumala, Uganda cannon, and Mio, Jamie better go, deal one Falconi. Locha metieni udio tu mala Uganda maybe peho kini chachan amemano mi wando ya unu mala ka tanwa ko ni o mi jome tu mala Uganda be jame oberu chala do gibe ti tan matam chala do gibe jamo be ko bi goba pikala laj goba me do ti do en ko bra ngi mano ngata me mi opeki du sibe ti me be ngata me pe mi ni lo hi kome pigina be pegere ka peho do ti ko mi ni ikemere ke ngo amete ke lo pe ko mino me we mo agam me pe ha benotio ko ni ngato ke lo pe ke do president e yu Museveni ameti ko me chawani en ko ni o ubero ngata me ubero mi pe ko be do to to mi ya poro kan ko ni mo atna chel e mi ya bon we bi ya boru ye e dan mo ni jeno o tafire ko bi no worgi me yi ko ngata mo ni adona tibahura me da ubero ate ha me UPC no adi to to ero kuno ente ko ni mano gi biro ro ba jame UPC I counted donyo gini kana UPC ti I counted TUTG me we holo to jongini gino be UPC no gino binu me gam lodge me ho gam gino dang lodge dante ko ni magnu biru ti ya kile jama pol ameno be mi ya pori e kam te ko ni jome tu mala me Uganda oneni wangi kita menne kalanyo be ti kere en ko ni ti me na be mu yobo ti kara chele documentary ame jeno darbara no bad maugi binu logi ame ko ba teteri me ngamo ti mere kum chan ke ne halan amoti mere kum nyale me tumala me Uganda en ko ni manno chawani mi ogino binu tumala me Uganda binu gine ke to pekiti apol mwaki ke mo kara ngete be bollo jo me mo ana chawani o tikere mo hayot ame pekiti chiantie chamo chano ti aduong adage ti ame mi ro ti adagere lo wa kana me ko ni gin tien kopen weno mi ogin chalo party me National Unity Platform biru me katu kan chikira gam become peki amedo tiano chano in Malamani. Back to you, Mr. President.
Yes,
we'll be talking matters of the plans that the party as National Unity Platform has in the next election.
The plans that we have, not just in the next election, because we are not only looking at an election.
Right.
We are young people who have a plan for Uganda that precedes even our own lives. We want to start afresh and build a new Uganda. We've always are in the struggle to put down the Museveni regime, but that's not the end as in itself. As a matter of fact, when we defeat this dictatorship, that will only be the beginning. We have been taught by our forefathers, who we were taught to hate in the first place, that our fight here is against poverty, ignorance, and disease. And indeed, that was Dr. Pote's mission, which we clearly see. Unfortunately, under Museveni, the problem of Uganda has been reduced to one thing: corruption. You see, as a human being, you can have 99 problems until you have a health problem, and then you have one problem. We had so many problems until we have the Museveni kind of corruption, and then we have one corruption, moral corruption, and everything corruption. As a matter of fact, I'll say it here when I'm on Lango FM, a voice of Lango,
yes,
that we are conditioned to hate past leaders. Even when we are moving on the roads that they constructed, we are taught to hate Amin. Even when we know how Pan-African he was. Of course, he had his mistakes, and I'm not justifying his mistakes. We were taught to hate the past regimes. We were taught to hate President Obote. For example, back in Uganda, that is the narrative that Museveni used. Like I just mentioned, he and his rebels would dress in UPC uniform and go kill our people to teach us to hate that. Even when we know that the hospitals and the roads and the schools that we went to were constructed by those leaders, Obote never drove people off their land. He never exhumed our elders to grab the land and all that. But that is what's happening today. Anyway, we want to point our focus to the future. We are trying to end this regime so that we build a new Uganda where everybody will be free before and under the law, where you come to a radio station and speak your truth and you don't expect to be taken away in a drone like it's happening today, where you know that the law is going to be, justice is going to be accessible for everybody. We want to fight against this poverty, the ignorance and disease. Poverty, we are not reinventing the wheel. It has been there. We had cooperatives that were established in the past governments, which were destroyed steadily and consistently by the Museveni regime. To see that now our cash crops have been destroyed. Coffee, cotton, tobacco, name it. And those that have persisted have been grabbed and taken, owned by family. The most recent victim crop is coffee. But this happened to cotton, it happened to tobacco, it happened to sugarcane in Busoga. So we want to fight back against that poverty by making sure people own back their income generating activities. Of course, we want to fight against ignorance, we want to improve education. Today, our education is terrible, as you can see. Our healthcare, needless to talk about it, Justice Mulyagonja was in charge, a former Inspector General of government, crying foul. Here in Uganda, it has been told to us, and everybody has seen it, that everybody, no matter how rich or successful you are only one hospital bill away from brokenness. So we want to fix that. We want to fight corruption, because corruption is the cancer that has killed our country. This corruption is perpetuated and protected by Museveni himself, because most of the corrupt people are always traced to his doorstep. And he has come out in his own words to support that corruption. The corruption in parliament, the corruption in every institution of government. I'm sure you know as a journalist by now that according to the IGG's report, we lose 10 trillion. 10 trillion is stolen by Museveni people every year. And I'm strongly convinced that that is an understatement, because this is official government statistics. It must be more. That we want to stop it. We want to fix the infrastructure. Ensure that roads work and they're worked on. We are still moving on the roads constructed and established by old governments. We want to fix our road network because that money is there. If that money is not stolen, that money can fix our roads, that money can fix our hospitals, that money can fix our schools. We want to make every Uganda equal to the other, to stop the exclusion in the economy, but also in other services. For example, in the military, there's so much tribalism and inequality in the military when it's a national unity platform in leadership of this country. A person recruited in Gulu or Oyam or Atiak or Kasese or Gomba or Chiruhura will be judged the same and promoted the same. Promotion in the military or in police is not going to depend on the language you speak or the shape of your nose or your last name. It is going to be purely on merit. So we want to fix that. One other big problem that we want to deal with is land grabbing. This is at epidemic levels. Not only in northern Uganda, but everywhere. You've had this problem in Uganda, in Busoga. But now that we are in northern Uganda, you've seen it. From the upper land grabs to this disrespectful allocation of your land to the Balalo, who you cried about for a very long time until just recently when the minister gave them 2 weeks to vacate. But mockingly, Museveni's son Muhoozi came out and tweeted, interestingly in Unyankole, and he said, yes, although you were given 2 weeks, and indeed his father, General Museveni, ordered them to leave, but Muhoozi told them, you cannot leave until I come there. So that and many other injustices will have to end as soon as we get into power. One thing I don't want to forget is that as soon as we are shown power, we are going to repeal all those bad laws from the UPDF Act and all these other senseless laws that are oppressive. We're going to repeal them and ensure that Ugandans live in dignity and in freedom like it should be in a democracy.
Thank you. Someone would ask, you've said there is a lot of tribalism in the military and inequality.
Yes.
In terms of
Yes.
definitely the tribe and the district where you come from.
Yes.
During the recruitment process, they pass every district and recruit members. Like recently for Uganda Police, they passed everywhere in the country, canvassing the country, doing the interviews and taking the people. What makes you say there is tribalism?
Yes, because I see the reality. Do you know the generals we have? Okay, you see them. Are they representative of the nation? Certainly not. They're not a national character. But leave the military alone. Go to all ministries. Go to Uganda Revenue Authority and listen to the language they speak there. Go to the airport of Uganda. Listen to the language that they speak there. Look at all the military high command, all the high-ranking police officers. Go and look at the RPCs and DPCs all over Uganda. Even here in Lira, I will not need to inform you. I mean, look at the CDF, the head of the military. Look at the head of police and those that come. Look at the Commissioner General of Prisons. They all come from the same the same region.
Thank you.
I mean, needless to say, the same family. So I think I don't need to substantiate my point. It is self-explanatory. This is a tribal government. This is a family rule, and it must stop because all Ugandans need to be represented in the leadership of the country.
Thank you so much. With radio party president studio, Robert Chagulanyi Sentamu, ameng'eye kidi nyingme Bobi Wine. Mewe studio kan, anapenye, ikom ngagindiro tiyo chalo party national unity platform, ikom peki Amerika wi duong tung malme Uganda. Ma chelo ngam ni manu kaya ne bino donye loch, chalo party national unity platform. Gindiro chaku ni tit, gero lo Uganda nyen. Gindiro timo, eka mewe ke gin kado donye kota gero Uganda nyen. Obiru chak kwa geya nyen pinjo dushu metilo Uganda lwanyi kom chan lwanyi kom lacha chonye lwanyi kom peho metuo na manti dio jowa peku kena ko ni dum tie dite yili la la lo abru peho me chano chana amen ko ni en binu lwanyi ya tek tutwal kire party mera kire teach gidushu menation unity platform ena ko ni manano peho kena metie dum tie ni chawani lacha metie kire gemeda metie ponyo wa me wan dago tera wa chon ya pora mi dag president amin e kun ka beda mana mino tiyo jama beche pila woni mino dago borre kun ka beda mana borre tiyo jama beche pila woni en ko ni mano ber gina metie na hayondo le boti meno kera no president chon bino tiyo ni chawani miro ni wano dag en ko ni donyo gi loj chalo gir mi gero Uganda nyen e bino mi yobera gonya ame ngara chechel bera gonya ka yini toro chiko teru te pidi ngola tira bera tie pijo dushu babe pe home tuo chan beda pedi en ko ni pe ku kera motime lo Uganda tini ugama to era joko na hakari pur en ko ni manu chem ari jo pur kan ya pore le bala muan a choki ko per bela lieto twal mano mano ko ni taba ya kina meno kene pama mano re jo pur chu kana mando ko anya du pe eno mi go mera no pe ko kena ko ni tielo Uganda chawlo be pe ki me puonere peki me yot kom kuni pe me yot kom tie dung to la me ka yibere ngale le gane chawani ka yin kom bela let tuwe ka chiel e ka chiri ni me tie tum duj ida hatal anu yini wo cheni wo tiyo kere ida hatal ti malu amedang no konye ni de pera manu en ko ni chan tie dung dogolo mi apor ikom report me kweda ame utiori ta general ko ni manano imwa halo bi gana wenye chiene ame rom trillion apa me ko ni dan tubo ta mi pe ko ba ber kar ke jino dung kar kan ko ento pien dong no orga general ko kwedo mano pien gino tiyo kere game no rom ko bana mano tamero ko ni na pe ha dung tirtral e lach lobo mano game te polewak e choy joy moy en ko ni apara po hatia duong total choy jalo be kire rock e di lacha gino binie pe choy jalo be ke kita wuminen kere alo be ke kita wainen kere yo this week ay yaya to gino mi yo me moy be bi choy to show en ko na hani ko pe mayo lobo tie duong total meno mi apor ko ni lobo me apa na ha ko pe tie me pe otum ilao kana wor ma tin duong lobo go la ni mano kwan do balalo ko wai lobo me lao ke choy bedi da han ko ni what a president a general mozi de doctor of ketu kun ko ni mano ko pe jora mi ya ko ni choy le ba go kun ko ni ko gi dogo bulalo ko tara mi ya kaen bo pe bi me mano be ko pa en ko bi yore ko ni ka gino donyo chal national platform gino bi no mi yo gene ti ko ke ti amen ko ni gor ko nyere pe bi kwanyo gino ko ya poro bi chik me mo me UPDF act no trial wa choke ko ni mano gino bi kwanyo ko ya penya na penya kere ko ngo amen ti ke me mo ni mano adaga kera po ha me rock tie isho yo mon kere ko ko ente ko ni mano no apo ha ti adong te penya ni ara anen general di ameti Uganda kana me kaina ni rock no ni ti ron ko ni kana what you teach me you are ka chi what teach me like dege Uganda Airlines e ka chi ke don commander don di mon kala chi ke RDCs ke DPCs ameti ilungo ni petiaro rom jamar ti malu jamar ti ping koni premier de elodi ya pola we'll take a very short break. When we return I will take off again with you, Mr. President, to let us know if at all you have some partnership with the other political parties who are also in the same race to free Uganda, like opposition political parties have always said. This is Voice of Lango, and keep it here in case you've just tuned in. We are hosting the president of the National Unity Platform, Bobi Wine, Robert Center Chameleone. Keep it here. The oxygen is being consumed. We will have to adhere like that.
Does it function a bit?
Yeah, it's on. But I think our
we are sucking
population, we are sucking it too much. 3 more talking points,
Sure.
and then we get some calls.
No problem.
Yes. And then we get some calls.
Abantu kabiri yakagudi nabisira banga fumbiriza no onyumye tofayo jarame onyumye nyawo ya ba kompyuta benga kutamchanga yamebacha
How are you doing? How is life? Alright, abali ku KKTv katuwumulemu kati ni tuli ku Voice of Lango no mu Northern Uganda Molila president ayogerako eri abantu balila tugenda kuba tukomawo kati ni temuvaako tetugenda kujjako ne tugenda kumyutinga mukko ali ku kamera Buganda Ronald Mugenyi.
We're getting back on air.
There.
Well, solo with radio community medical radio now. We are here to a very good evening to you. Listening to Voice of Lango in the studio. We are joined by the National Unity Platform, Party President Chameleone. And Mr. President, welcome back to you. Correct? Earlier, does National Unity Platform has some program to partner with other opposition and political parties?
Thank you. Absolutely, yes. We have been having conversations with anybody and any group that is pro-change. We are desperate for change, that even if somebody is not part of us as the National Unity Platform, we are willing to work with them. As a matter of fact, we were not a political party in the beginning. We started out as a political movement, the People Power Movement.
Wow.
Mic check 1 2 1 2. Let's keep going. Hey, yo.
Somebody said this would happen.
Sabotage.
Yeah.
Are we still live?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I can be answering the question, or maybe we wait and get back.
Let's wait. Let's give some 5 minutes.
Sure.
If the problem is on our side, it will be fixed. But I doubt that.
No, but the message was beginning to get tougher.
Definitely, they cannot take the truth.
Right, ng'amasannyalaze bagaggyeko oluvannyuma lwa pulezidenti okuba ng'ayogerako eri abantu balala.
Following us on social media, we are in the studios of Voice of Lango FM in Lira, but the power has been switched off in the midst of our interview. I hope the power can get back on.
We hope they can switch on the generator or something.
Or maybe they can switch on the generator. But either way, oh yeah, they switched on the generator. That was a real standby generator.
Somebody from the door can help me leave it open. Sam, like wait to all, I have to pay my joy. And like wait to all again.
No, wow.
Badde njagala omukyala bw'anandaba yamanyi nti mba kutuyanira gwange naye kati entuyo omuzisangudde bajja kulowooza oluzungu lwange. I hope the radio itself is still on.
It's off. We are still waiting for that signal to come back.
Shall the time be compensated?
Definitely.
Okay,
Brilliant. In that way, let me prepare my English.
To the people watching us, pause and switch off, so we're now on the generator.
Yeah, to all those that are watching us live online, we request that you bear with us. Power has been switched off, but the generator has been switched on. We are waiting for the signal to reconnect so we can proceed with our program. Please bear with us.
Yeah, because they will bring back and they remove.
As we wait for power to be back, I will ask the Secretary General, are there plans to translate the anthem?
So it's already translated.
Yeah, the version is there.
Oh yeah.
If you allow at the end,
If you allow at the end, we can sample you.
It's okay there.
Yeah.
We can prepare for that as well. From our side now we are on. We are waiting for the signal. I hope it's not what we are thinking.
I also hope it's not what you're thinking. Yeah.
Definitely.
what are you thinking?
Is what you're thinking is also what I'm thinking.
Correct.
Definitely.
Welcome home.
Thank you. Either way, even when they switch off the power, the message gets there even much more.
Definitely.
You know, they fear what they don't know and they hate what they fear. Alright, tukyali mu studio KKTv live, amasannyalaze gaggiddwako nga bulijjo era nga bwekisuubirwa nti enkola yaabwe message obutatuuka eri bantu bano. Tuli ku Voice of Lango naye nga tugezaako okulaba nti at least generator bagitaddeko signal yeetannadda, katusuubire nti bagujjiddeko ku mulongooti naye nga message already ebadde ekyaging.
That's how they operate.
Deo, tunulira ukola bwaweri.
No, I think first of all they didn't expect us initially,
So mbadde nkyagamba mugana wange go amasannyalaze gaggiddwako mu kibuga Lira oluvannyuma lw'okuwulira pulezidenti ng'ali ku Voice of Lango awa messages ze. Erinnya Buganda Ronald Mugenyi okuba mugana wange nga kutuusaako bino byonna ttiimu nene ku KKTv ne bannamawulire ab'enjawulo ku mikutu emirala ffenna kwe tuli tukuweereza. Tulinda sigino kuddaako oluvannyuma lw'okuteekako generator dakika zigenda mu 10 bukyamasannyalaze gagenda. So tusaba Katonda atuyambe babe nga tebalinnye ku mulongooti waggulu kuggyako message eyo naye nga ekibuga Lango kiri mu nzikiza oluvannyuma lw'okuggyako amasannyalaze. Tusookedde gulu olunaku olwaliro pulezidenti nga meetinze ba coordinator abakulembeze okuva mu Northern Uganda era nga kibadde massive. Abacoordinator abakulembeze abasoba mu 5 meetinze olunaku olwaliro. Olunaku lw'enkya tukyali mu Northern Uganda okulaba munange nga tugenda maaso n'okutuusaako enteekateeka zino. Njagala okutumira baganda bange abalubaga North 1 batumiddeko nze Lord Kansala wamwe Buganda Ronald Mugenyi, baganda bange abalubya parish Kasubi parish saako ne Nankulabye parish mu Kiyaye yonna yonna. Alright, tukomewo kumpewo mukirize Buganda Ronald Mugenyi ate mbaleke mugende mu maaso mweraba mube nga muli mu kulaba message eno.
Radio Voice of Lango. Femena meti mari kiri tia mene na tini kwa yo kisha tek tutual pepe habe team ya na ngala me match enti guma ber kire te haba mi wandu tie again United medical chikiri mene tia na tini new ticket party president on my national unity platform Robert Center Muchakulani ni amenge bad travel but Bobi wine in a long yacht. Dear listener, I really want to take this time to really apologize for that power cut we experienced, but finally we are back. I hope you continue listening to the messages that the National Unity Platform and Party President has for us this evening. And he's still here in the studio with us. We'll be carrying on. Mr. President, you're welcome once again.
Thank you.
Earlier on, like I said, you are explaining to us your idea to partner with other political political parties in the fight for a new Uganda. You can carry on.
Thank you very much. I appreciate, and I'll also add my voice on yours to request our listeners to excuse us, but also to understand the circumstances under which we operate. Now, I was saying that we are willing and ready to work with everybody that wants change. And I mentioned that initially we were not even a political party, because we started out as a political movement that sought to unite all political players. We had hoped to go into the 2021 election as a united force of change. Unfortunately, some members in the opposition, like we said some time ago, are only concerned and focused on their positions, and they will fight any composition that threatens those positions. This came to play when we saw the DP being compromised and others to ensure that we don't work together. But still, the people of Uganda were united nevertheless, and they went ahead to deliver a resounding victory against Museveni, although it was rigged. This time around, we have spent these past 5 years in conversations with various people, including Dr. Kiza Besije and his team, Jeno Mugisha Muntu and his team. We've had a conversation with our brother, Jimmy Akena and his team, and many others. The agenda is to get all the people that are tired of the Museveni dictatorship to work together. And we hope by the time of the 2026 election, we will have garnered a substantial, membership in that coalition of the willing to see that we push together for the change that we so badly need.
Thank you so much. With radio, Party Management Platform. In Miragitia, Duum to 12, and in Hala Haita, Uganda, that gives ticket again at 12, getting me remain at the catching party of Kenneth, Manangel, and Cherry, and Animal Fellow, Hala Haita, Material. I would not take a ticket, a job do enter. Members of Kenama to party a fat. Ginan taking the culture can never give American Paraka pay, he can get to Korea and do Kubelino, culture party, or can of Kelly. Come on, Polymer Party Bala, Mano Democratic Party, Chawan Tiame, and Gindo Diako, but Gamet and Colino, Colino, Jamek ticket, Gino pay your Pony, Chawan Gindo Kubelasical Jimmy Akana, Kubelasical Mugisha Muntu. Mano category party of Kenneth, American ticket, Neno, the time to the chill, Mano Laro, Uganda, now, Mr. Party President, we also ask you to make your comments. Today, we've had a High Court ruling that has seen us see the shortest time of a member of Parliament in the Parliament. Even you went to Parliament through by-election, but yours wasn't that short. As the party, what will you make for areas in Barbie, Nalukoola?
Thank you very much. It's interesting. It is not only the shortest period that a member of Parliament has been in Parliament, but it has been a case of very many firsts. It is the first election where you see an armored vehicle, Mamba, getting into the polling station during voting. The first time where you see a person elected to be a member of Parliament, but they are delayed unreasonably to be gazetted. And even when they are gazetted, the first time to see a member of Parliament being sworn in the Speaker's office and not the chambers of Parliament. So it has been so many cases that are unprecedented. But also, it has been probably the shortest election petition. There are many other petitions that are not even yet decided, but this was decided in just a number of days. Why? Because the courts are not independent. Here comes a situation where the world has been watching the military, which is under the control of General Museveni, brutalize a candidate, brutalize people in plain clothes, where it is known. But now, the victim was turned into a culprit. And yes, they went ahead, Judge Namanya went ahead to, overturn the election of Honorable Nalukoola. We've seen that, and like it was said by Honorable Nalukoola himself, that it was not him on trial, but it was the court on trial. And the court has gone ahead to expose itself. We, as a national inter-platform, of course, will challenge it in the appellate court. But we also know that since the judiciary is not independent, if the Court of Appeal does the same thing, we are more than happy to go back to the people of Kawempe and they will once again deliver an even more resounding victory against Museveni, like they have historically done. For the last more than 25 years, the NRM has never won that seat. The people have always put their feet down. This was the beginning of a protest vote. And the shameless Museveni and his regime just won't take no for an answer from the people of Kawempe. We know where the people stand. The people know where they stand. And they will, any time of the day, any time of the week, and twice on Sunday, deliver that humiliating defeat against General Museveni.
Electoral Commission Act dictates that if it's 6 months to general election, by-elections are always not held. This way to the people of Kawempe North, will it be from the party as national unity platform or?
Well, we are appealing against that judgment. And when we appeal against it, then the Honorable Nalukoola will continue to do his work until the appellate court pronounces itself. And should it also do it haphazardly and in haste like it was done, then we are happy to go back to the people of Kawempe, like I've mentioned. Of course, we know we live in a country where laws are nothing more than the paper on which they are written, but still we'll swim with the tide and we will persevere through.
Thank you. Right, so radio, party president ya penya mana penya kere hamaho maneno ngola mobility tinini kangol ko paduong ba ngol ko mono me ko ki haduong ai kot ngol mana me parliament mono me kawe tumalu mano areas le bazina ko pedong bidu me de me parliament ana penya timando ho bera me parliament dunga na ho ba chile lo ni lo Uganda do puro bilo bera titi dalo alo na hen party president abi war by election ende ho riuri ente ko ni manu peka chaki achiel kiketo ko gina moti mere situation scenario moti me bera chaka iko miero Nalukoola pola ma achiel bera chaki me parliament bera na kalo ma achiel Mario bera chaki me yera me parliament me dum marka umon bera duonga do lala ma me no kero bera chaki me parliament to the parliament take out a query officer speaker ko dangi bera ha chaki mano me joteru koho iko miera ka otengol yune kara kitini do ngalo mo kiu utiu kara chelkero ko dangi jo wono jo pore chung jo pore bol pir jo pola oneno pe haduong to twan e kara me yera me Kawempe malo eto ko ni charo do ngol ko tido ni ka chiri ngola mere geno tiya me orinyo do ko ni mu kiu ne o kwer ni gin to yen kara chiri ngola na ko katuni ana pe dangi ka do no bien do chik me do lawyer ko mo do la bisia o pero mo yera na to ke no be balanga yente ko ni mano of course gindo tiya me chawani wor ko ni mu kiu me kwai ka ki ori mudan Nalukoola potie me de teacher chala me parliament mano me Kawempe imaro. As we get to conclude, of course, you need to listen to some calls.
Absolutely.
2 and 3 like that.
Yeah, maybe before we go to the calls, with your indulgence, I take long to come to Lira, and it used to be my city, my town, especially the days when I was performing. I feel the need to send some salutations to, first of all, the first guy, the first promoter who hired me to come to Lira, and that was a guy called Onapa Jime, also known as DJ Cool. I send him my greetings. And in studio, we are with our brothers, fellow leaders, Comrade Adonio Michael, Comrade Moses Mawa, Comrade Sarah Awol Angweri, and Isaac Ojok. They are amazing, and I want to salute them since time is fast running out. Also with me are my fellow able and eloquent leaders, the Right Honorable Joel Ssenyonyi, Leader of Opposition in the Parliament of Uganda, and our Secretary General David Leus Bongoya. I would really request that the people of Lango hear their voices, even if for a minute, and then I'll very happily come back and conclude.
All right. Before I let you go, maybe you tell us something about the protest votes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
How about I give that opportunity to the Secretary General to share? Thank you very much.
All right. We're welcoming our team on air.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you very much, Mr. President, for the opportunity. So we've been talking about the protest vote because we all know the problems that we have in this region and indeed in northern Uganda and the rest of the country. As our president said, if you see the money that we lose in corruption, that money is enough to fix the roads. It is enough to ensure that we have proper health facilities. NUP believes that women should not be dying while giving birth, but should also not pay to give birth in hospitals. But as you know, when you go to any hospital, even here in Lira or even in the entire northern region and by far in Uganda, you'll get there and then they will start asking you for money, even for gloves. They tell you to go and get gloves. They tell you to go and get Panadol. They tell you to go and buy even the most basic things from pharmacies outside there. And of course, there's a lot of corruption, people asking for money, in part because the medical workers are not paid well. You heard recently, just a few weeks back, that members of parliament were each given 100 million shillings to pass that UPDF Amendment Act, which has made all of us vulnerable to that military court, because now they will come to your home if you have a problem with anyone and plant a gun in your house, plant gumboots in your house for the military or anything, and claim that you've violated that UPDF Act and take it to the court martial. And if you go to all these prisons, you'll find many people. In fact, when you go to Chitaria, you find very many people from northern Uganda. People have been picked from Lango, from Karamoja and other places, and they're not being tried. They have been there for 9 years, subjected to no trial, and they're just there in prison. So that is why we are protesting. So because of those problems, that is why we're calling it a protest vote. So when you come out to vote, please know that you're protesting against injustice, protesting against poverty, protesting against land grabbing, protesting against corruption, protesting against dictatorship, protesting against all these evils that we're talking about. And what do we mean by protest vote? One, the people to turn out massively, very big numbers. Number two, want them to protect the vote, 100%, ensure that nobody is stealing the vote. Number three is to ensure that once you protect the vote, that it is actually announced, that the real results are announced. And you follow that through to ensure that the victory of the people of Uganda is not usurped by a small clique of people who are oppressing our people right now. Thank you.
Comrade SJ.
Maybe I take before we welcome.
Oh, sure.
Now I will read you. Secretary General, Tiame Okobodi Manolo, Penye, because Mommy again to Lungini, Bebe Motibe, and any Manolo protest votes. When you're GMO, Boloquir, a minority GM, when you took money, and Okobodi Manolo, Lobigana Chow, you pick it into trial, your yard, Kajo, or the William will have gloves, or Rocky would will a jog, and I had a look at it. That had a pension they go to tour. Remember, you should pay your bear, Piento, to teach me you come down, pay what you are bear, you pay what you're doing to rally your come. Couldn't pay who can here, Kaita me, Karokene, Utiame, or did the job, I can't do the ability and you do it. I don't know, get the Hokelo, Gambugi, when you kill you do give me the charge to work you out and Makoni kill what American tea. I mean, you may tell you distribute the bush no. No pala dan mo pe ko ni kay no bush ni tino metu ma yo ga ti portal meti pongi ni ne jia bon papa meti ya don yo Uganda kan ko bran ni manon ni o gintu ko ni ka ja bon pe bol don ku na kema men ke ni di ko peki ke jama rasha meti yeni be ni manon jama no ni se peti ba be ni twetu ni ke bol ku ri bi ta kem ro be ye pa de ni men no e kala ka bol ku ni go hon ku Wona hanga kwa de lo yore kana me jotia me atero ye mano kitame en ko ka chigere. We'll be welcoming the leader of opposition, the Right Honorable Ssenyonyi. You're welcome.
Thank you, my brother, and thank you for hosting us. We do appreciate the people from different parts of northern Uganda who are listening in to the discussion that we are having. I figure it's way beyond. Okay, we're changing tactic here a bit. I realize that Voice of Lango seems to be listened to far and wide, and not just in Lango. I just saw a message on social media. Somebody called Anguzu who says he's tuned in live from Koboko listening in. We do appreciate you. Look, the people of northern Uganda have borne the brand of the Museveni regime for the last 40 years. If there is any region that has suffered under this leadership, it is northern Uganda. It has suffered a great deal from the wars that were unstoppable for a very long time, disease, poverty, poor healthcare, poor infrastructure, and so on. Every region has a bit of that. But when you come to northern Uganda, it's a different story altogether. It is a sad reality. And so if there's anyone that should be fighting for change, a lot more, it is the people of northern Uganda. And you see, many times, I said this somewhere today, that many times they'll throw peanuts at people of northern Uganda. Some seven will say, I've given this ministry to somebody from the north, this ministry to somebody from the north, and he wants the people of northern Uganda to be excited because he has appointed a minister from that region. But you see, that does not change the situation in northern Uganda. That one minister does not ameliorate or better the lives of the rest of the people in northern Uganda. So stop being excited because your relative or somebody you know from your region has been appointed a minister, yet your roads are in poor shape, the hospitals have no medicine, the schools where you take your children are in poor shape, the young people, majority of them do not have jobs. Stop cheering and saying, at least we have a minister, we have somebody in this commission and that kind of thing. You deserve better as the people of northern Uganda. Recently, Parliament came up with what they thought was a grand idea, and I thought it was a ridiculous idea, to say, let's take Parliament to the different regions of the country. And they began with northern Uganda because they know the dire state of northern Uganda. And they were saying, once Parliament goes to these regions, those regions are going to get better. I opposed that idea together with my colleagues, and I said, this is wrong. You're spending billions of shillings to rally members of parliament, staff, ferry them to northern Uganda, where it began from in Bulu. And you are saying it's going to better their lives? I said, no, we have a parliament where we sit. Instead of spending more money, let us sit in our parliament and discuss the issues of northern Uganda. MPs from the north are present. Let them talk to us about those issues of concern. And I told the government, if you are really serious, because I saw many people in government saying, Ssenyonyi, you don't like northern Uganda. And I said, you government people, if you really like northern Uganda, instead of just taking a seating there, fix the issues of concern there. The regional seating came, it ended, and northern Uganda remained in the state it has always been. Let's push for better. Thank you.
Welcome. I mean, radio. I tell you, the government, your no chick, mano, my parliament, just Ssenyonyi. Ko ni mano, give me to Uganda, but me for you, make only born to be a piento. And ko ni kanu ti regional Uganda kana ti, pa chana dot to be to Uganda. Ko ni your community can look at it. Ento me to Uganda, papa, tie, chian, dot can, William, to cool like to top of a petty bad. And ko ni kame do joyera. Io chunya me adonglo kerano na chunjo to Uganda me konyer pe ma chelo ko ni mo be chi modern ma chelo be minister en ko ni mu pe mi be lu ke wa hanyo chi matinu mo be minister chelo ni ario ye to pe wa chan ke pe ha me ti nyamu itu mo me Uganda kan en ko ni yo me pe te mo be chalo yo chunya yo ya e ka te ke da la hala ko dan ni yo me tu mo me Uganda ni no ko nya be shi yo ko ponya ke school ke yo de ame noti ya be ko ni che toki on mo ko chi ku ke le loge amuko ne be regional parliament je ko na chaki tu mala Uganda ngel mo ni chana duo mo pe kan en afero ko ne temo kwero e jote ko ne dago tu mala Uganda pire piendo en pe ya kan ento en amere ko ni chana me kan duo mo ke ni parliament ke government ko yobu pe ne chana me kan ame pero pe again ya e ka to ko ni bino donga manu ke lo pero kan pero da yime ke lo be ya la hala ma pe be tie peti We'll be taking the phone calls on our number 07.
May I request, before we take the phone calls,
Since you said you're going to add us some more time.
yeah, my apologies. You see, today I would have spoken straight Luo, but I wanted those people in Kampala to understand me. That's why I spoke English. However, I wanted to request my sister Sarah Awol to speak my Luo on my behalf.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, my sister, welcome please.
We radio when party president Kodi and local lanchi. Now can you hear Chaka? And to me, you can win Copa Lemon and to enjoy John Minera. I saw what I the studio, Copper Pashu.
Apoya Tech, the Bishameti studio. Get a black Bishameti, I win the voice of Lao. The president requested me to speak in my language, which I hope it will be translated to him. My name is Sarah Awol. I represent the workers at City Council. I am a leader in Lira City Council. So I'm here to welcome the president and the team from National Unity Platform as a leader in Lango sub-region. Then too, as a mother, I also want to welcome him to Lira. You say you always come here once in a while, but it's because you didn't have a mother in Lango.
Yeah.
But now you have a mother, and now you can come anytime. Don't even be scared of all the intimidations. We are there with you in the struggle.
Amen.
Now, Magi Kimere, Tamitoloka Paul, Amitoni Aqua Toro Duchameti Lao, Paula Kara, Jokoni, National Unity Platform, Oberokama Bulu. Epikiani, one Toro Niakoni, it is actually hard and it's sad for us to lose our children in all these circumstances that the NRM is putting us in. So it is better for the mothers now to join hands and we move together with National Unity Platform. Because they speak the same language that we are speaking now. I want to make it clear categorically that in Lango, it's only me who always fight for corruption. And all the corrupt will fight back at me by putting a lot of issues, a lot of fake cases, and have been arrested severally by my party that I served the NRM. But I think it is time for us to move out and speak to the public. Whatever it takes, we are there for you. And we are there for our people. So, Luakme Lao, Anatel Lokachala Tin Lao, Daneno Chan, Pilao, and this is the time. Nichawa me wan miru ya, utelo karachel, kedijo ametelo kulebwa. Eta party gwako jo ametia gwako kadegi, amegindo towni, they have surrounded what to eat, and they want us to help them protect their food. That will not happen. We shall say no to those ones who are really eating the future of our children. And they are pretending they're securing the future. If you're really securing the future of our children, why don't you allow them also to be part of the future? So that is nonsense. We shall not accept, and this must stop.
Thank you.
So the president, I want to thank you. Come again to Lao. I am also contesting to be the woman member of parliament for Lira City with the two confused ministers of President Museveni. Thank you.
Let's go, Sarah, let's go.
Not Abia Bishel about not about deck. Airtel not Abia Bishel about deck. You can reach out to our phone numbers. Let us know where you're calling from. Be precise, brief, and accurate, and straight to your questions because it will save some of your time for the team to get back to your concern. All right, I will bring the chief at the tour. No one will cut to. I take penny. Voice of Lango. A point to our cop carrying on. You two look again. Why is our Robert Kula match? Okay, boy. Why to try? You have pain with your can I be paying you into pay chan medication. Why is around?
Yes, hello. Yes, I believe it's Walter. I'm calling from Akokoro.
Walter from Akokoro, thank you for calling.
Now, I wanted to ask Mr. Chameleone and his team.
Yes.
What have they brought to people here? Because they Then I sent that to those people. What are the package they have brought? So that you said, thank you, you are all good people. What have they brought for us?
Okay. Thank you so much. Voice of Lango FM. Hello. No. Yes, man Calvin TV, I'm a Voice of Lango. Yeah.
Program of what you said, one who answer my back more carry.
Dickens, go to the ground.
After Koporo, you know, my training. You know that I want to now can get a little. You have to shoot your beer and I want to get on my own.
Okay.
Okay, let me make this in a channel program of the end from what I know for
Now, boy, strong paper in it. Voice of Lango FM. Hello.
Hello, country.
Look up here.
Odina Morata.
Didi Manata. Waranye.
Now,
Voice of Lango. Voice of Lango. Hello.
Hello?
Yes, look up here. Look up here. Morris, I got you quick. Okay, you can hear me. What are you paying, Morris? Voice of Lango.
Good afternoon, good evening.
Good evening, how are you?
I'm okay, this is Aaron.
Aaron, where are you calling from?
I'm laying down
Okay, straight to your questions.
with Mr. Bobi Wine, His Excellency, and then John Ssenyonyi. Welcome to Mira City. I only have one word for them. It's good they have come, but I'm having them or I'm cautioning them about the people they use. They might promote them or demote them. There are some people that the songs they're playing in Mira City here cannot be danced. Especially the other gender inside the studio where today you better you do busy, tomorrow she run into NRM. Today I'm here, she will go.
The day is for the party. Can you ask your question straight and accurate?
Sorry?
I'm saying the day is for the party as Noob and they're here to attend to you. Can you be precise and straight to your question?
About what? No, I'm telling them.
Yes.
As they promote the party, because now it's about the agenda is about the number, isn't it?
Okay.
So sometimes the people that they're using might send the party or might not send the party.
Thank you so much for the encouragement. One last question. Voice of Lango.
Hello?
Yes, what's going on?
Yes, we are talking to Yana Peter.
Caesar, where are you calling from? Peter?
Peter.
Yes, Peter, where are you calling from?
Yes, I'm coming from Lepton.
Lepton district.
Yes, I'm encouraging the president of the youth to go ahead.
Okay.
But she should also learn to cooperate with her to pick out this man on the power. Yeah.
Thank you so much. It was just encouragement. Final last call. Hello?
Yes. You're speaking. I'm calling from Mira City.
Yes.
You're speaking to Odong Abed.
Odong Abed.
Yes, I want to ask the president of National Unity Platform.
Yes.
I want to ask him two questions.
Go ahead.
Number one.
Yes.
See, in the Uganda, we know in Uganda, Kabaka was born in the central. We have never seen, or even the Prime Minister visiting Lango. or the Kabaka visiting Lango. Now, he wants the vote in the Lango sub-region.
Mr. Odom. Mr. Odom.
That is number one. You can't wait. Number two, what was asked National Unity Platform with one vision also. What is the next thing to be the president of this country? Where would you put the Kabaka?
Mr. Dong, I will not allow the president answer your question because it's about tribes. We are talking about political party.
Actually, I don't mind answering it. Okay. I am happy to answer every question.
Okay, thank you so much.
Yeah.
Right, everybody, when you will check, count the chain, a gam, a pen, Dutch, we look at your pola, your time, your can pay. We'll be taking a very short break when we return. The party president gets the return of the observation and the answers to your questions and the encouragement you have shared with him. Due to time factor, we can't take any more calls.
Alright, tuwumuddemu tugenda kuba tukomawo nate ngenda sooka nkuggyeko ku ddoboozi katono then nja kukomawo kuwa eddoboozi mu bujjuvu. Erinnya nze Buganda Ronald Mugenyi, muzzukulu Nankere Bukerekere, ombala Sirya Mamba naye Gunga amazinyo.
But you notice that we use more
Alright, amanya Buganda Ronald Mugenyi, nabadde ntumirako ku bantu bange abalubaga North 1 muno nga mulimu Kiyaye, Nankulabye, Kiwunya, Kivulu, Namungona 1, Namungona 2, Kasubi zone 1, Kasubi zone 2 paka ku zone 7, baganda bange ab'Ebukuluugi, baganda bange ab'omu Kinoonya, baganda bange abalubya Palisha, baganda bange ab'okulubya ku Luyenja, ku Munaku, Lugalamasanafu, ku Mapeera, mbatumiddeko nnyo. Ab'e Kasubi mbaagala nnyo bana bemundabiranga ddala. Erinnya nze Buganda Ronald Mugenyi, tuli ne president eno mu Northern Uganda, tuli ku Voice of Lango okulaba nga tukuweereza buli kimu. Tugenda kuba katudde.
This question we are contemplating about, somebody asked all right. The only question I believe that translated for you all of them.
Yeah. And if you see I've not answered any, feel free to ask.
100.4 and 88
Voice of Lango, Party President, National Unity Platform, Bidung Daf Yapenye, Menguli Penyo, Yore. Mr. Party President, I welcome you to give the answers to the questions raised and the words of encouragement shared with you.
Thank you very much, my brother. Now you will notice that I was deliberate to give a history because I am aware that so much propaganda has been pushed around. The regime cannot come and say we are lying about what we're saying, but they use propaganda and bare lies. And it has not just started when Kyagulanyi came. No, this started way back in their mean times. Museveni has survived on propaganda. I've told you the story of how Chief Justice Ben Kiwanuka was killed and the car that killed him, and how Museveni wrote about that car in his book, Sowing the Mustard Seed. So he's accused of having been the one that kidnapped the Chief Justice Ben Kiwanuka. But not the only that. The same person has made sure that he devised the people of Uganda. I've also mentioned that Museveni and his team, and these were words coming out of the mouth of Kainda Otafire when they're burying Adonia Tiberondo, and he said they used to put on UPC t-shirts and kill people in Uganda so that the people of Uganda can hate UPC. That has been his game. When they took power, they took the soldiers of Kaira after killing Kaira and deployed them in northern Uganda to wreak havoc in order to create that hate. Now we are victims, our generation, we are victims of that hate. They set us up against each other. to make sure they divide us so they can conquer us. Those are the same lies that keep being pushed to see that a person, a married man like me, you know my wife. I am here, the Honorable Joel Ssenyonyi is married to a beautiful wife called Feb and their children. So is our SG and all our people. But to see that the regime is trying as much as possible to push the homosexual narrative, like they push the tribal narrative just because I'm in Uganda, and they push a narrative of us working with whites to undermine Africans' independence, etc., etc. All that is propaganda. So I don't know about those matters of homosexuality. Those are matters of Museveni and Andrew Mwenda, because he has been Andrew Mwenda, who is a spokesperson of Muhoozi, has been the proponent of homosexuality. Why don't they go and ask Andrew Mwenda? Let them go and ask Muhoozi, because Muhoozi recently said he wants to remove that law. So please don't ask me about matters of homosexuality. Go and ask Museveni and Andrew Mwenda and Muhoozi. In any case, Donald Trump just stopped the money that was sent to Uganda constantly to promote homosexuality. Let the government of Uganda, let Museveni's government tell us how they were spending those billions meant for promoting homosexuality. Don't ask me those questions. Ask Museveni, because he's the one that has been given that money to promote homosexuality, the same money that gives to those pastors and all those people to attack us instead. Okay? So ask them those questions. Don't ask us. You asked me about, some brother asked what we intend to do for the people of Lango. And he was right, because many times we first point at the problem, because the problems are all everywhere. The poverty in Lango, the land grabbing in Lango, the exclusion, the tribalism, etc., etc. Now he's asking, what do we intend to do? What do we intend to do? And he's right. Number one, but not limited to only that, we want to deal, at our heart is health care, because this has affected everybody. Our Secretary General has eloquently put it, that at the bare minimum, no woman should die giving birth. No woman should have to pay to give life. Hospitals, schools should be funded well. So we want to improve our healthcare system, our hospitals. We want to improve our education system. We want to improve our infrastructure. How come there's no train that is coming from Lango to other parts of Uganda? So we want to fix our road network. We want to fix our infrastructure. We want to ensure that electricity reaches all places of Lango, because that can be done. We want to build on the efforts and the plan of those our forefathers, because in Museveni's regime, after 40 years in power, we are still relying on the infrastructure that was laid by the likes of Dr. Bote, the likes of General Idi Amin, etc., etc. So we want to fix that. We want to pay back the people. Many people are war claimants. Yeah, their property was stolen during the war. Their cows were taken. They have claimed and died, and their children came and inherited the claim. They are not, compensated. They should be compensated. And this is a claim all over the country, in Luwero, in Teso, in Nacholi, and even here in Lango. We want to fix that. We want to end the issue of land grabbing. Somebody, and unfortunately, the things that this regime does, it tries to put the blame on other people. I was 4 years when Museveni came to power, but now he's blaming me for the failure of 40 years of his rule, to the extent that they are pushing a narrative that because I'm in Uganda and those Baganda talk about land so much that their land ends in Sudan. That is propaganda. That is nonsense. I know the Baganda have Buganda land. They actually have land. The people of Lango have Lango, and all Ugandans have their land, and it has to be protected. This regime is culpable of mass land grabbing. Museveni deployed his brother in northern Uganda. Look at, I'm told that Salim Saleh has now 25 square kilometers in Amur. Square miles, not square kilometers.
In Lakang.
Square miles in Lakang. Where did Salim Saleh buy that land? In Bunyoro, they have land in miles. In Uganda, they have land in miles. They've grabbed that land. For us in Uganda, they have even removed the graves of our forefathers because they want our land. In a patch, everywhere, they've grabbed that land. We want to end that issue of land grabbing. Right now, Northern Uganda is grappling with the issue of Balado. They bring their own people, they settle them on their land, and then they say, Bobi Wine wants to steal his land. Are they okay? Certainly, they are not okay. So, that is all propaganda. We speak publicly because we want to ride on the power of the people, empower them to protect their land, but most importantly, to give them back their land. Now, we come to also the other propaganda of Kabaka. Yes, I'm a Muganda, and I'm proud of that. Just like a Munyoro, just like a Munyankole, just like a Langi, just like Anacholi. We are all graciously created in the image of God, and our identities are supposed to be our source of pride. For me, I'm very lucky that during studying, my best friends were never my tribesmen. Either they were Nubians, or Acholi, or Banyankole, or etc. Our generation is a united generation. Each one of us comes from where they're coming from. And every community, especially here in Africa, has a traditional leader. In Northern Uganda, we have the Rot. In Bunyoro, they have Omukama. In Toro, they have their king. In Busoga, they have Chabazinga. In Buganda, they have Kabaka. These are all traditional leaders. They are cultural leaders, and they are very specified in the constitution. Their role is specified. So there is no way one person, whether they are in power or they are not, that they can put their traditional ruler ahead of the other ethnicities. Okay? These are leaders limited to their communities for certain purposes of their communities. So there's no, it's propaganda that where I come from, it's as if they're trying to say that I will impose my culture and the language and even way of life of other communities. Then where is the beauty of divergence? Yeah. I mean, thank you very much, Lord, for reminding me. And this is reverse psychology, because these are the same people that are forcing their cultures and their languages on other people by force. As we speak now, you all saw Museveni's son Muhoozi when he abducted my comrade and brother Eddie Mutwe, took him to his basement, stripped him naked, and started torturing him. And his crime is because he does not know Lunyankole. He wants to teach him Lunyankole. Nobody is going to be teaching no other their language by force. You are proud and should be proud of your language, and nobody should force you to learn their language. So the things that they are choosing us of, they're the ones that are doing. We are a new Uganda, where a person from Lango will be proudly Lango, and actually will be proudly actually. A Muganda will be proudly Muganda. A Munyankole Anitesoit, that is the new Uganda that we believe in. Don't listen to the propaganda. Take charge, you as the citizen of Uganda. And finally, somebody was also asking me why my traditional leader does not visit Northern Uganda. Well, I am not the Kabaka, and I don't think it should be an issue for me to answer, because I'm a national leader. Yes, I'm a Muganda, and I'm a Catholic. But when I walk out of my house, my Catholicism stays in my house. My tribe stays in my house, and I become a Ugandan, and I move like a Ugandan everywhere.
Thank you so much. Before I let you go, there's this question about the plan that Noop has for the youth.
Yes.
You will sum it up with that. The plans that Noop has for the youth when you take over power.
When we take over power, oh, we have great plans for the young people. Uganda is going to belong to young people, because we have young people that have first world brains, but they are stuck in a third world country. and the only thing that makes Uganda a third world country, because we have third world leaders. We have leaders whose future is already behind them. Look at a person like Museveni. What will an 85-year-old person think for the next generation? So we want these all ideas we're having for the young people of Uganda. First of all, keep them healthy. Fix the healthcare system and keep them healthy, because our young people are dying at a very young age, dying out of avoidable causes. Then re-educate them, fix education, skill-based. We have mentioned that our education is going to be split in 4 ways. That is arts, that is academics, that is agriculture, and that is athletics, so that we boost up the young people. The industrialization, the channeling of our resources to basically face a youthful generation. And this is not to mean that I'm underscoring or undermining elders. Of course, we have elders, especially here in northern Uganda, elders that are our moral compass, elders who we rely on for guidance. But we, the young people, will be the engine of the country. And I'm calling myself a young person in my 40s, very unfortunately. But this is because 30 is the new 18 in this our country. So we want to maintain a youthful mind, focus on young people, make sure they are not unemployed, make sure they are guided, and make sure they are protected and inspired.
Thank you so much. It was really, really indeed nice having a national unity platform come through in the studio. I will give Lop 30 seconds to say one or two as we conclude, and then Davis as well, the Secretary General.
Thank you. Thank you to the people of Northern Uganda for welcoming our president. Thank you for welcoming our president and for receiving us as the National Unity Platform. We had a great meeting in Bulu today. We are happy now in Lira. Tomorrow we head to Eastern Uganda. We're going to be in Soroti to connect with our leaders there and so on. It's difficult, it's tough. Sometimes we take a while to get to you because each time we try, police and the military, they are tear gassing us, stopping our meetings and so on. But we'll do everything possible to come to you. Thank you and good day.
Thank you. Thank you so much. The Secretary General.
Yeah, thank you very much. It's been a great honor being in the studios of Voice of Lango. Of course, they tried to sabotage. We are still on a generator, but we are glad that we can speak to you. For me, the final message I want to give to the people of Lango and the people of Northern Uganda is that you should stop being compromised during elections. The government does not like you, the regime does not like you, but every time you go for elections, they come with their very big vehicles, park all the money they have stolen, and come and start distributing the money because they have made you very poor, they have impoverished you. They start giving you 2,000 shillings to give them your vote for the next 5 years. And after you give them that vote, they again disappear from you. So that's why you people need to understand the power of your vote. You need to understand that you are the bosses, that these people just want to use you to get a vote and then abandon you. The poverty levels in Lango, the poverty levels in Acholi, the poverty levels in West Nile and Karamoja are sickening. I mean, I was just looking at the UBOS report, and majority of the people in Northern Uganda still live in huts. Majority of the people in Uganda, Northern Uganda, do not have electricity. You do not have access to clean water. These are things that you should be able to get if you vote for the right government. So, trust the National Unity Platform, trust President Kyagulanyi Ssentamu Robert, and I can assure you people of Northern Uganda, you will never regret.
Thank you so much to your listener. It has been nice having you on board listening in to the messages from the National Unity Platform. That brings us to the end. We look forward to hosting you more at Voice of Lango.
Thank you very much for having us. Afoyo Matek, Afoyo Tutwar. People power, our power. Our power, people power. Thank you very much, Lango. Thank you very much, Northern Uganda.
Calvin, yes, communicate. We're going to have
Alright, mwebale nnyo betubadde nabo olunaku olwaleero. His Excellency watu balabise mu Voice of Lango tulirira olunaku olwaleero nga tusoose eggulu emisana President gy'ayogereddeko mu bakodi.
Webale kulaba KKTv Uganda. Get informed and updated on issues around you and the globe as well. KKTv. Thank you for subscribing to KKTv. Webale kulaba KKTv Uganda.
The inspiration and the best broadcasting around town. KKTv. The global experience. The might. The power. And all you need with KKTv. We are your broadcasting experience.
Thank you for subscribing to KKTv.
Museveni era nga bwe yakyogedde yayogera n'abantu abalala neffe tetulina kye twogera naye kuba aliwo mu bumenyi bw'amateeka. Ekyokubiri tetwetaaga kwogera naye kuba obuyinza si bubwe, obuyinza bwa bannayuganda. So tetwetaaga kwogera na Mwai Museveni. Ye okwogera n'abantu tayogera ku ngeri ggwanga gye likyuka naye abeera ayagala kwogera naawe kubuuza oyagala ssente meka. Ffe tetugulirirwa.
Bakikola okulabisa okulaga nti tolina kyoli.
You are watching KKTv.
Kikulaga nti eno gavumenti ya Museveni eriwo mu bumenyi bw'amateeka, tegondera amateeka, tegoberera amateeka, yo ekola byeyagala. Omuntu omu yasalawo, bwasalawo nti kati beera mulamu ng'obeera mulamu, bwasalawo nti kati beera mufu ng'obeera mufu.
Mr. Update kanumbe, oba bankuba bankube, oba banzita banzite, oba kyekigwawo kigwewo.
You are watching KKTv.
Webale kulaba KKTv Uganda. Get informed and updated on issues around you and the globe as well. KKTv. Thank you for subscribing to KKTv. Webale kulaba KKTv Uganda.
The inspiration and the best broadcasting around town. KKTv. The global experience. The might. The power. And all you need with KKTv. We are your broadcasting experience.
Thank you for subscribing to KKTv.
Mwai Museveni era nga bwe yakyogedde yayogera n'abantu abalala neffe tetulina kye twogera naye kuba aliwo mu bumenyi bw'amateeka. Ekyokubiri tetwetaaga kwogera naye kuba obuyinza si bubwe, obuyinza bwa bannayuganda. So tetwetaaga kwogera na Mwai Museveni. Ye okwogera n'abantu tayogera ku ngeri ggwanga gye likyuka naye abeera ayagala kwogera naawe kubuuza oyagala ssente meka. Ffe tetugulirirwa.
Bakikola okulabisa okulaga nti tolina kyoli.